is down. Just be careful, which I didn't do, so I skipped. Let's move this. I skipped this page to that page. Not a good thing to do. There's some photo etch that has to go down on here first, so don't do what I do and skip pages. Bit of a no-no. So what I had to do was rip up some of the photo etch that I put down. So I had to take those off and those off so I can lay this down. So it's a little bit springy, so I might have to put some clear down the centre, I think, or in the edges, so it goes down a little more. So that's it for now. Until next time, see you later. Okay, been working on this at the moment. Obviously this is the hanger deck. Now I've made some sort of error, and I'm still trying to work that one out in regards to the rails. It's got P11, P12, which I've put on both sides. P7 both sides. For basically in here, I've come up short. So I don't know what the story is. So what I'm doing at the moment is going through the hanger deck, I suppose you could call it, top of the hanger deck, whatever it's called. Basically it's just a process of elimination. Now the rails themselves, to be honest, this I don't really know if this is really warranted within here, because by the time you put the deck on, you won't see it. Because basically this will fit over the top somehow. In here, I'd have to get it properly, but by the time you put that on, you won't see anything. So don't really know. So I'll continue on with this side, just to, as I say, process of elimination. Not quite sure, but if it's worthwhile just scribing along the lines here, may make the photo etch sit down a little bit better. Mine's a little bit up and down. I'm not that good at actual rails. I find it quite frustrating to actually do, but let's see how we do. So I'll just continue on with this, move this out of the road, and let's see what we can end up with. Okay, this part here, is there anything for you? Oh wait. Where's 17? Here we go. This is part 17. So 17 basically goes, I'll remove that. Here. So what I need to do is just bend that. All I do, use my magnifiers obviously. Bend it and just pinch. Okay, so you got two lugs. Where are you? Focus. You got two lugs at the bottom there. They actually fit into here. So I do? Get a bit of CA glue. Oh, that's a bit much. Gone overboard with that one. Never mind. Okay, just a bit of a dab in here. And a bit of dab here. Okay. Again, you need your magnifying glasses because they're quite tiny. Some tweezers, up to you what you use. As I say, it just fits in there. I've tried it, hence the reason they're so finicky. So, finger syndrome. What will I use? Let's see if we can get this down. Now I use quick setting for CA glue, as in, I call it, well, this one's just zip kicker, go figure. And yeah, let's put a dollop on, and that accelerates it. I'll try to. That didn't go to plan. This is how much do you put on syndrome. So I got this one here. Bugger it. Might use that. What I'll do, as I say, really tiny stuff I find frustrating with photo etch. I'm not that good, but hey, this is the way I'm going to do it. So, put a dollop in. It looks over compensated for, basically, but not much you can do. So where did I lose it? I'll try and find a photo etch now. Found it. Okay, get the head set on. Basically, hold it in this place as best as you can. Now, really tiny stuff, damn nightmare, I reckon. So he's like that. Okay, so all I do now quick setting, and he's done. Now the other side is 19, E19. Be careful too when you lift these. If you go like that, you've got a tendency to bend it, the plastic, and they'll pop off. So try and hold it in the middle if possible. Okay, so we want 19. 19. Let's say 19. Sorry, 9. Put my glasses back on. Okay. Now, as I say, some of the really fine photo etch is quite hard to use. I do not know why, in hindsight, they didn't make this as a track C instead of folding it. Make it to suit, so you just have to glue it flat down on the surface. So you got tracks either side. To me that would have been easier, but I'm not quite sure why they went down that avenue. As I say, I'm not a designer, but hindsight's a wonderful thing. That's the way I would have done it anyway. Okay, bending. As I say, as soon as you start the bend, you can just use your fingers and they'll crimp over. Okay, so again, just need a small dollop, as they say. Once it's painted, I'm not quite sure if the super glue will make much of a standout. I've probably used excessive, but unfortunately that's the way I have to use it. Just basically my skills at this stage. So boom, ease in. It's damn hot here today, Brisbane, Australia, as we say. Okay, and just use a bit of quick setting. It does destroy your brush, so use an old brush. I've just figured that out. Solves. Okay, so that's done. So what's next? I'll continue on. So you've got the gist of the idea anyway, and as I say, once you put the rails in, paint it, hopefully the super glue doesn't stand out too much. I'll probably have to go around and just sand a little bit around here with a really fine sander, but unfortunately I'll probably put too much there, which is my fault obviously, but we'll see how we go. So I'll start continuing this, then I'll let you know. Alright, the rail's on. What they do now is put these grates on. Now there's a neat little trick, as soon as I find it. I use clear enamel just around here to actually sit them in. That way you don't overdo it with the glue and fill in the fine grates. So it's not a bad little trick, that one. So what I'll do is just file the edges off. As I find my file, where that went. There we go. Okay. filing down the little sprue attachments, or photo etch attachment, whatever you want to call them. Okay, it'll fit in like that. Now all you need to do is just run a little bead around, and when you paint, it'll hold it in anyway. So it's not a bad little trick, that one. You can, if you wish, just run a bead round anyway with a brush. Let it dry. Like so. So far I haven't had any issues with the model. Well, not major anyway. So, goes in. Like the railing was a bit harder than what I thought. So you just got to take your time. There's spots that I've put too much glue in, but hopefully I can sand them down a bit. Some of the stuff isn't as straight as I want, but it'll do. Okay, let's get a brush. So clear. So all I do is where it sits in. Be generous. Put a bit. Shouldn't go around there, but anyway. And where did I put it? Here we go. So when it dries, it'll just tack in. Like, I'm not saying that's like CA glue, but it's a good little trick, I think. And when you paint, you're not drowning the grate with paint, so it's going to stand out a little bit more, I think. You know. You don't have to go all around, I would imagine. Just enough to tack it in. As I say, when you paint, the paint will seep through the gaps anyway. And hold it in. So you just let it dry, and away you go. There's a bit there on the average, but you can put as much on or as little. Entirely up to you. I'll try and make it 4 sides. Top, bottom, side, both sides. just let them sit there and dry. Once it's dry, as I say, it's not like CA glue, it's just a temporary tack. So when you spray paint, obviously the paint tends to just hold them in. If you want to glue them, CA glue, up to you. It doesn't really matter. Entirely up to you. I was just gluing a couple of bits that I was showing. These are obviously the funnels, and when you put them together there was a slight gap, so I've just filled them slightly with some putty. Same with the other side. So, okay, I'll just let that dry, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I've finished the rails. A bit dodgy in here, but it's the best I can do. As I say, once you put the top deck on, you don't see anything, so interesting why they put it in. Okay, with the hole, I've just put some plastic card in here just to help reinforce it. I know you got these brackets, but these tend to go like that a little bit. I'll show you what I mean by the hanger. Front on, this one. Okay, and the hanger. I'll slide it up so you can see in a sec. So a bit of room. How much string of room on bench? Okay, I'll move this up. So you put this on. Tack it down later. Okay, then you got this, and this will go here as part of the rear section, and the only part you see really is those little two bits there, which aren't even, but oh well. So all that work, you don't really see much. So most of this is behind, so you won't be able to see it. So I'd just do that bit personally, make life a bit easier for you. Well, that's it for now. Got to get ready for work tomorrow, so I'll post some photos too. I went to Yamato Museum in Japan, 1919 I think it was. Really interesting, so I'll post some stuff after this video. Okay, bye for now. Okay, I'm still working on the aft deck, so to speak. Done all that, done that. The road. I've done that. We'll start on this, which is little turn turrets, I suppose. Turntables, I suppose you call them, for the aircraft. So let's get started on that. Okay, basically you need L7, which are these. So if you have a look at this, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they actually give you 6, so you got one spare. So there's only 2 on each sprue, so there's 3 sprues, so let's get them cut out. Okay, that's one. Four. And as I say, you only need one, so you've got a spare. Okay, let's put these other ones away. Let's have a look. So all I do is just sand it, light sanding sponge. A bit too smooth. Something better. Just take off where the sprue points are. Pretty easy stuff. So as I said, if you ever get a chance to go to Japan, go to Kure, which is K-U-R-E. It's the bottom part of the North Island. It's actually near Hiroshima, not far from it. There's a Yamato museum. Absolutely brilliant. It's not just about the Yamato, obviously, there's other stuff there as well. But it's really worthwhile having a look if you're a bit of a war buff. But the Yamato was at 1/10 scale, and they the model that they did, or whoever did it, I can't remember who, they actually, or this is what I was told, sailed it up the river to get into the museum. So I don't know if it's motorised or what, I have no idea, but worthwhile having a look. Okay, now when you put these in, just be careful, because they may interfere with some of the I just clip in, that's not too bad, with some of the overhang of the photo etch. So basically you've got 2 lines, or not a line, you've got 2 spots there, 2 spots there, which run parallel to the photo etch. So it's just plonk in, basically. They went in a lot easier than what I thought. Okay, where's my extra thin? I'd put a dollop of extra thin in if you're happy with the lineup. My photo etch isn't perfect on this one, but it's the best I could do. I'll straighten some of it up. I'll try to anyway. Okay, and that's it. And all you have to do now is put in PED24 on either side. So I'll do that, and I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so still working on this. So D24. Don't understand why it says bend. So let's cut one off and see what it looks like. So where you bend? Can't see any spots to bend, so I don't understand that. I'll just file up some of these nibs. I just hold them with my trusty sprue bender. They go in there. Okay. By the looks of things, on this page, it says D24. You put them down. It says bend. I don't know why. By the looks of things, just here, so let me zoom in for you. You can see that. It fits. Just like that. So I don't understand why they're saying bend. Makes no sense. Maybe it's lost in translation. But I wouldn't bend it. Just put in as is. Let's see what we can do. Okay, zoom out. So I'll start gluing these down. I'll just file off some of the ends. Yeah, I'm a bit bewildered on that. I don't understand. As I say, to me it doesn't look like it needs bending, so I'm just filing off the end. Oh, what if it's like that? Ah, I see. I think they bend like that. Ah, yes. Now I see. Oops, wrong one. What it is, I believe, if I can bend it, be good. The little nibs here, right here, you actually bend those, and then they stick up for the rail. Yes, that makes sense. Alright. Okay, just talk to my son. Okay, that makes sense. So, disregard what I said. So I'll get those glued, and I'll show you in a sec. Okay, in regards to these D24 PE pieces, if you notice there's a flat side and there's another side with little indentations, that's where I made a mistake before. So what you need to do is slide her in the best you can. And just bend that up, which I didn't do to the other one. And that'll give you a straight edge for the rail, which is what you want, because the other one was a little bit crooked. So I'll continue on and I'll be back in a sec.